today on Dr. Phil.
Welcome to my hoarding nightmare.
Her husband left 12 years ago.
I thought he'd come back, and he did.
How did you know he was even gone?
He wants to remarry her.
Are you trying to get half of her stuff?
But only if she dumps the junk.
My son does not have a place to sleep.
You have broken hangers.
Yeah, but one side of them's still usable.
What the hell are vampire teeth? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Hey guys, how are y'all? All right, take a look at this house where all the rooms are filled with junk. Yeah, well, my guest Kelly says this just isn't junk at all. It's her collection of useful and valuable things, such as ceramic shoes, baby clothes, receipts from 16 years ago, unopened, expired boxes of cereal, empty plastic water bottles, torn underwear, and get this, plastic bags filled with plastic bags. Kelly says she has so many precious items that her 14-year-old son has been forced to sleep on the couch since he was 5. So she can use his bedroom to store everything they need. Now, Kelly opened her doors to our crew to show me the inside of her home. It was the first time she has ever allowed strangers into her house. Take a look.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Welcome to my hoarding nightmare. No one's been to my house in 14 years. I'm giving you a peek into my hoarding mess. Here we go. This room back here is what used to be my son's toy room and playroom, as well as to the left is the desk where he used to do his schoolwork. But because you touch one thing, or sometimes things just end up falling by themselves, I used to think there was a method to my madness. This is our kitchen. The cabinets are so full of stuff that even the clutter has spilled over to the countertops. I have stuff up there that's 5+ years old. I don't like wasting things. I feel like there's a lot of things in this house. There's a new pot and pan set that I bought. I bought this at least a year ago, and it's still sitting here. This bike I bought for my son about 1.5 years ago, and it's still here. He hasn't been able to ride it yet. This is our computer room, and you can't even get into the room. It's behind the door. I'm not even sure everything that's in there. The floor in the hallway is covered with stuff, and the door jams all the way back to the hallway. And even this closet right here, as you can see, stuff falls down, falls out of it. I'm always afraid to open it because I don't know what's going to come tumbling down on me. Some stuff has been here for as long as we've been here. We moved into this house in '97, so who knows what's way back in the back of this closet. I'm not even really sure.
Okay, now, get this. Kelly and Richard are here together today. Now, they were married once before, but Kelly's hoarding tore them apart. Now, 12 years later, after Kelly promised to dump all the junk, they're set to walk down the aisle again. Now, I've always said, once you get out, stay out. But they're set to do this again. Slow learners or big love? I don't know. But Richard says nothing has changed. He's given her one final ultimatum. Either get rid of your junk or me. Take a look.
Kelly has a very terrible hoarding problem that's been going on for many years now. I'm very tired of her choosing her stuff over a quality of life. I don't know why she thinks these things are so important to her. Plus, you've got bags and bags and bags of
Those
hangers.
don't work.
Then why are they still here? When I walk in the house, there's lots of things in the walkway. Clothes that she buys, she has no idea where they are. They just get misplaced. There's hundreds of pairs of shoes in here. Right now we're in my kitchen, and right behind me is the dining room table. It's completely buried. I am embarrassed to live here. I can't have any people over from work that people are saying, well, why don't you have a barbecue over here? And that's, what am I supposed to say? I can't. This is the garage. Back here somewhere that you can't see is a pool table. It would be really nice to be able to shoot pool with my son or park a car in here. My son does not have a place to sleep. He has to sleep with one of us or sleep on the couch. It's horrible for him. That's the thing that upsets me the most. I would take my son with me if I walked. I'm reduced to this one little section here. This is basically my stuff right here, just in this one little area. There's no room anywhere else. It just really needs to be taken care of. I can't live like this anymore. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Kelly and I were married for 6 years, and then 2 years after we got married, I noticed that things were piling up and she would just buy things. That's what led to the divorce. Even though Kelly and I have reconciled and we've been living together for 8-9 years now, I refuse to remarry Kelly unless she stops hoarding. I gave her the ultimatum. Everything has to be out of here or I have to find another place to live. She wants the best of both worlds. She wants to have her family and keep her stuff too. It's no way to live.
Well, the good news is Kelly admits her obsession is out of control, but can she stop collecting her beloved knickknacks before they literally push her family out the door?
My house is screaming at me. It's like this monster that just grew and grew and grew. There's just stuff everywhere. This is my organized hoarding. All that's the unorganized hoarding.
What's all the other stuff in the back room?
That's my unorganized hoarding. I have a lot of stuff in my house that I don't use that we need.
We can look around and see what other stuff we need.
I want to get rid of stuff, but I don't know how to do it. I hang on to it, but I don't want to just throw stuff away or just give it away or donate it. As far back as I can remember, I've always collected things. When you're a teenager, a young girl wants clothes and shoes. So I've always had stuff and a lot of stuff, but I've always been able to maintain it. It didn't seem out of control, or I was able to hide some of it. I think I noticed it turned into hoarding after I was married and my son was born. I've made little paths where I could maneuver in between things, and if I need something specific, I have to crawl over stuff, and stuff ends up just falling down. It's not like I showed up one day with a semi-truck full of stuff and dumped it in here. I just don't know how it grew.
Put it in a bin or something. Go donate it. Get rid of it.
It's stuff we wear.
You wear all that stuff.
Richard has given me an ultimatum. He'll leave and move out if I don't get rid of the stuff. I don't want to do that. There's some things I want to keep. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's hard to get rid of something. I don't want to just give it away. I'm literally pushing my family out the door.
Okay, I know what's wrong with you.
I'm a hoarder.
I'll get to that in a minute. What I don't understand is what's wrong with you. You got a divorce 12 years ago.
Right.
2 years later, you moved back in.
That's correct.
Okay, you've been back in now for 9 years.
Correct.
And it's gotten worse.
Absolutely.
And now you want to fill out the paperwork and get remarried. Do you want half her stuff?
No.
What the hell's the matter with you?
I love her very much. I love my son. I'm not the type of person that's just going to leave my son.
Okay, but you want to fix this.
I want to fix this. I want to fix this situation.
Okay, and when did you get a divorce?
2004.
You know what's going to make you sick to your stomach?
What?
This is fixable, and it was just as fixable in 2004 as it is in 2016.
Probably was.
No. It's not probably was. It was as fixable. It was more fixable in 2004 because it was less entrenched. So the last 12 years of suffering did not need to happen. Okay, next, Richard says Kelly's hoarding has cost them their savings, his 401k, and possibly their home, but that's not all. We're going to find out what else is at stake if Kelly doesn't get her hoarding problem under control fast. We'll be right back.
She hoards pretty much everything.
I keep bags because I think I'm going to use them. Store bags, plastic bags.
Keeps every type of gift bag to reuse. So there's hundreds of these around.
They're so pretty that I didn't want to use them.
And later, I asked Richard to just bring some things.
I don't think you need gloves for it.
I know some things you don't know. What the hell are vampire teeth? What?
I'll go into a store, something just comes over me, and the next thing you know, I'm just grabbing stuff and just shopping. I see a sale sign. Woohoo! Something just changes in my body, and I walk out with 5 or 10 things. You know what I like about shopping? It doesn't take any brain activity to shop. You just go and you're lost. You're in like La La Land. It's like an escape.
Well, Richard says when he married Kelly, he thought her 200 pairs of shoes was just a little shopping problem. Every story we do here is a teaching tool. And so the reason we do these is to make points to everybody at home. Because for every one of you that's here, there's millions at home that aren't here that are watching this. And we use you guys to make points to all of them at home. And one of the points I want to make is problems don't get better with time. They don't. There's 2 things that don't get better with time. Problems and bills do not get better with time.
Right.
And this problem has not gotten better with time. You just didn't deal with it in 2004. Why not? You let your marriage crumble rather than deal with this. Why?
I didn't think it was a big deal.
Oh, your husband is packing his ass up and moving out and serving you with divorce papers, and you thought, well, I just didn't think this was a big deal.
Well, I thought he'd come back. And he did.
Well, you got me there. Did you even know he was gone for a year? How did you know he was even gone?
Well, I didn't.
He's got to be here somewhere.
I didn't think the hoarding would get worse.
It got bad enough for him to
ratting.
leave. Have you been to other people's houses?
Of course.
Do you notice that you look around and there's like countertops and floor space and chairs to sit on?
And beds to sleep in?
Yeah, and so you notice that, and then you come back and look. Do you say, wow, ugh, wow, ugh, wow, ugh?
I do.
Do you do that? Do you come home and go, this is not okay?
I do, but then I'm too embarrassed to tell anybody, and on a whim, I wrote this show, and now the whole world's gonna know. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras here, all looking at you. Kelly says now it's impossible to get rid of her things because she needs them all.
Knickknacks. You have like 10,000 things like this lying around the house.
I keep a lot of stuff. Things that I keep or collections are shoes, purses. I keep tags from clothes after we take them off to wash them or wear them. What if I need to return it? I even have a poster of Michael Jackson and John Stamos somewhere from when I was a teenager.
I mean, my God. She hoards pretty much everything. How many hangers do you have?
Not very many.
About maybe, what, 2,000? But just the random odd things, it's baffling.
I keep bags because I think I'm going to use them. Store bags, plastic bags.
Keeps every type of gift bag to reuse. So there's hundreds of these around.
I used to collect gift bags. When I buy them, I have the intention of using them. But they're so pretty that I didn't want to use them.
I would say 90% of all the things that she has purchased have never been touched. They're still in boxes. They still have tags on them. 7 or 8 years ago, we decided to get a storage unit to see if that could help her hoarding problem. So we unburied most of one room, put it in the storage, and we're paying $150 a month to store stuff that to me is worth nothing. If we don't use something, to me it's worthless. To her it has all this value and it's so important.
I don't want to just get rid of something when it has value.
Okay, so you're paying to store this stuff now?
7 years of paying $150 a month for things that aren't even worth a tenth of that. Not even worth anything to me.
Oh, well, let's talk about some of the things he's storing. Boxes of baby formula, ceramic shoes, a sticker book collection, plastic bags, coupons, expired medication, plastic water bottles, bags of new clothes, shopping bags, plastic cups, aluminum foil, broken hangers, plastic hangers, gift bags, wicker baskets. Wait a minute. Did you say broken hangers?
Well, yeah, but one side of them's still usable. All right, now it sounds stupid that I said it out loud.
You've got baby clothes for a girl.
Well,
do you have a daughter?
No, I thought we were going to try for a baby, and I thought I'd have a girl, and then we didn't. So then after I had some health problems and had treatment, I thought maybe we would adopt, but we can't adopt because I have stuff in the house, and now we don't want another kid right now. But yeah, I have a lot of baby girl clothes. So.
Do your ears sometime get shocked at what your mouth said?
Well, yeah.
Because
like
sometimes you hear things for the first time when you say them, right?
When I say, now that I think about it with the broken hanger, well, yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
I asked Richard to just bring some things.
I don't think you need gloves for it.
You're paying $150 a month to keep this bottle.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a lid. And later, I could have a truck backing up to your house
and
right
I don't
now.
want that. That would be devastating to me. There's stuff I still want.
And they could be in there shoveling that stuff out as we speak. I asked Richard to just bring some things that you have saved.
Mostly new stuff. I don't think you need gloves for it.
Well, I know some things you don't know.
No, that's not.
This one's
not
falling
good.
apart. Some jeans. Can you fit in these?
Well, yeah, I thought we could sell them or something. Or
here's a shirt, still got the tag on it. Do you know when you bought this?
No.
You don't know. Hanger?
Yeah.
And you got how many hangers?
A lot. That one on the floor, I think, is the broken one he was talking about.
Yeah, right. Here's something. A package of parachuters.
Well, yeah, when my son was younger and...
How old is he?
14. When he was younger, I wanted to be that parent that gave goodie bags around Halloween to all of his friends in class, so I bought lots of Halloween stuff. But
So you've had these like 10 years?
A long time.
Unopened?
Clearly, yeah.
Did you ever give them away?
No, I gave other stuff instead.
So why did you buy these?
Because I thought I was going to use them.
But then when you didn't, why did you keep them?
Because I figured I'd use them later.
This is later.
Well, they're valuable.
They cost $1. It says right here they cost $1.
If I get rid of them, then it's money I'm throwing out the door. I thought that I would recycle.
But you don't recycle.
Well, my intention is to, because it's money, it's value.
Not if you don't recycle.
Well,
you're paying $150 a month to keep this bottle.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a lid.
Yeah, most of them do.
This one doesn't. This bottle does not have a lid, and you're keeping this bottle. Oh, here's something. Are you short on pans?
No, in fact, we have new pots and pans in boxes, but he wants to get rid of the old ones, and I said no, because they still work.
But they can't cook, right, in the house, because you've got clothes hanging in the kitchen.
We have a lot of clothes
What
and stuff.
the hell are vampire teeth? You've got 16 pair of vampire teeth?
I buy in bulk because they're on.
Of course you do. The hell is this? You've got lentils.
They're old. They're from what year did you say?
These are 2008.
That's when they expired.
These expired in 2008.
I tried to throw them away.
I can't get to the cabinet to clean it out.
These expired 8 years ago.
You could use them in balloons for balloons, in a balloon to tie them down and hold them down.
May I have these?
If you want to do that with them, sure.
May I have these?
Yeah, yeah.
See, you're making progress already.
Oh boy.
What is this?
It's our old DVR, but it has shows on it that I want to watch.
Perry Mason? What do you mean it has shows on it you want to watch?
Well, we hook it up to this little old TV that I have, and then I could play old shows that I recorded that I still want to watch.
So what's on it?
A bunch of...
Boy, you had a really good chance to say the Dr. Phil show, and you really had a good chance. Yeah.
I'm sure that's on there too.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah, too late now. Kelly and Richard's son has never had a friend over. He sleeps on the couch. He does his homework on a tray on his lap. Now, we're going to hear from him when we come back.
I can't sleep in my own bed. I don't have my own room to play video games. I have to either do homework on my lap or on a TV tray in the living room. I've never had a friend over before.
Closed captioning provided by...
This is my son's room, and as you can see, it's cluttered with stuff. There's clothes in here from when he was much younger. His bed's full and everything, so the floor is completely full of stuff. That's why he can't sleep in here. And as you can see, I still have the Noah's Ark theme from when he was a baby. Some of the stuff, like in this bookshelf, is baby books and stuffed animals. I have no idea what else is in there.
Well, Kelly and Richard's son Josh says he's never known what a regular house was like until he had a sleepover at a friend's house. Now, he cannot wait until he is 18 so he can move out.
The hardest part of this house is just not having my own space. It's horrible. It's a nightmare here. I can't sleep in my own bed. I don't have my own room to play video games. I have to either do homework on my lap or on a TV tray in the living room. The counter is filled with tons of stuff. We have plastic bottles. I need to clear off the space on the counter just to make my own lunch. I've never had a friend over before. At first, when I was 5, 6 years old, I thought it was fine, normal for a house to be like this, until I turned 10. One of my best friends, he invited me to a sleepover, and his house was perfect, clean, no clutter, and I had to ask my mom what was going on. Why is our house like this instead of like his? And she told me the truth, and I told her my friend wanted to know why he can't have a sleepover at my house, and I didn't know why. So my mom told me to tell my friends that construction is going on in our house. I feel horrible for her and for my dad. In 4 more years, I'm going to turn 18, and I'll have my own apartment hopefully by then, and I could just move out.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. How do you feel about your house compared to friends' houses?
There's a major difference.
See, we don't think about it, but you grew up in this. Mm-hmm. So you never knew any difference, right?
No.
So when you walked into somebody's house, you had to go, whoa. It was like being in the desert, right?
Yeah.
It was like wide open spaces. What did you think?
it was so different. Didn't know what to think.
Yeah. So where do you sleep?
I either sleep in our bedroom with my dad or on the couch.
Why do you think she does this?
Because she buys stuff and hopes that we'll be able to use it, or it'll just become handy some point in time.
Yeah. And what do you think? Do you think it has value?
No.
There's some good news here. You don't have to wait till you're 18, because this is going to change now. Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of made light of it because, frankly, I find sometimes if we can kind of laugh at ourselves, sometimes we're not quite as defensive about it.
Right.
So I'm really, frankly, trying to manipulate you by disarming you a little bit.
Okay.
Because I feel if I can kind of get you to yuck it up, you're not going to take it so hard when I absolutely rip this out from under you. I could have a truck backing up to your house
And
right
I don't
now.
want that. That would be devastating to me.
I could have a truck backing up there right now with a crew of 6, and they could be in there shoveling that stuff out as we speak.
I wouldn't be happy.
But it would be clean.
Well, the stuff would be gone. But
And then this would all be over, right?
well,
Wrong.
there's stuff I still want, and I want to know why I do what I do.
I don't have a truck with 6 men.
Thank God.
Okay. But I'm going to expect you to do it when I answer your questions as to why you're doing it.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that because that would be a violation, and it's not about the stuff. You need to understand why you're hanging on to this stuff.
Right.
You know, there's another name for hoarding. It's called disposophobia. You have a fear of disposing of stuff. And phobias are anxiety-driven. We'll talk about that. Next, after initially speaking with Kelly and seeing pictures of her house, we thought it might be a good idea to have her home tested to see what this family is really living with and breathing in. We'll talk about that when we come back.
We wake up congested.
I always wake up in the morning coughing.
I ended up with a lot of health problems. My son keeps saying he's getting sick because he feels congested and stuffed up all the time.
He's got asthma, allergies.
I'm not sure how many of them could be related to living in this monstrous mess.
Closed captioning provided by...
I believe this house does absolutely cause some health problems.
The house could be killing my family. There could be stuff hidden, like mold or something that we don't even know about. We wake up congested.
I always wake up in the morning coughing and start sneezing, and then I won't when I'm at work, so is there something to it?
The hoarding, I think it could be responsible for our allergies, for my chronic sinus infections. I ended up with a lot of health problems, and I'm not sure how many of them could be related to living in this monstrous mess. My son keeps saying he's getting sick because he feels congested and stuffed up all the time.
My son's asthma or allergies. Who knows what else this house could be causing because of all the allergens and dirt and dust in here. Who knows what else is in here?
I don't think there's mold in the house.
Kelly doesn't think there's mold in the house. We sent home inspector Scott Collins, owner of Collins Inspection Services, to test the air quality and collect mold samples from Kelly's home.
Hi.
I'm here to sample for mold in the air. We're going to kind of walk around the house and look for any areas that might possibly have mold. It definitely smells musty in here. I'm seeing some organic growth. Might have a little bit of fungus growth down there at the bottom. And what we're seeing here is, again, probably condensation from interior moisture of the house.
Okay.
When you're breathing, you create moisture, and cooking and bathing, so all that moisture inside the house, if the house isn't properly ventilated, if you're not able to open your windows and your doors often enough, that moisture will condensate on this glass. The curtains are pushed up against the glass by the stored items in there. You have some growth from where that condensation's formed. We have some fungus growth. We're going to take both these indoor samples and the lab will compare them.
Well, Scott is on the line right now to tell us the results of the home inspection. So, Scott, what did you find?
Hi, Dr. Phil.
We found 3 types of mold in the home. Basically, as you might have saw in the video there, we had mold growing in the bathroom window, on the curtains in the living area, and the air samples were representative of that. There was another species of mold, or 2 other species of mold that potentially showed up. They're hard for the lab to determine which one it is, so it's one or the other. It's penicillium or aspergillus. That was, and then on the windows and the glass we had cladosporium. Cladosporium, as I've seen in research, that it's a trigger for asthma. These molds are all potential allergens. Why they're not toxic, as in black mold, they can be toxic to certain individuals.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for your information, and thank you for inspecting the home for us. I really appreciate it. I want to add somebody to the conversation. Dr. Tanya Elliott is joining us via Polycom right now. She is board certified in both allergy and clinical immunology. She is a published author on allergies and respiratory disease, as well as a guest lecturer at the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. She is also the medical director of Doctor on Demand. Dr. Elliott, what can you tell us about the types of mold that were found in Kelly and Richard's home?
Cladosporium in particular is one of the most common mold allergens that cause asthma attacks.
If we can get this house emptied out, get it cleaned, get these carpets, get everything done, and then get the proper ventilation in there where this house is, first eradicate that from the house, then get the proper ventilation in there, has got to be improved once you get those irritants out of there as far as his asthma is concerned. It's got to improve it, right?
Certainly, and you're talking about morning congestion. It's not just that, it's upper respiratory infections, it's sinus infections, it's lung infections. Aspergillus in particular can cause something called allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, which would require chronic steroid use in order to get under control if the aspergillus problem is not remediated. That musty smell means that those mold spores are in the air. And so it's not just these upper respiratory infections. There are other things that the molds can be causing. Chronic fatigue, poor concentration, poor sleep, and even certain kinds of cancers.
I want you to be sure that you're very clear on this. So Doctor on Demand is my company and my son Jay's, so we're going to arrange for you to be able to have a one-on-one consultation with Dr. Elliott afterwards so you can answer specific questions about that and make sure you're doing the right thing as far as whatever treatment might be concerned. So we'll set that up. Dr. Elliott, thank you so much for taking the time today. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
Happy to help.
Coming up, what's behind all of this and how she can change all of that right now after the break.
The hoarding's causing major financial problems. There are times that it's caused us to be behind on bills. Richard had taken a loan from his 401k to pay off our credit cards.
She'll go and buy things that she shouldn't buy, and that's money we could be using to pay more on a credit card. We could pay more on our mortgage. There could be $20,000 to $40,000 or more, and stuff just piled up. If the hoarding continues, we will eventually will not be able to afford the mortgage.
We need to refinance our house, and we can't because someone can't come in and appraise it. They have to come inside to do an appraisal. How can I have someone come in to appraise the house? What are they going to appraise? They can't see anything. If I don't get rid of this crap and stop hoarding, we'll lose the house.
Kelly's identical twin sister says they both have pack rat tendencies. Kim says Kelly is in a realm of her own.
My twin sister, Kelly, she won't even let me come to her house. Kelly's hoarding, it's been out of control for years. Kelly is very generous with buying gifts for people, but then it never makes it to them. So then that just adds to the hoarding and clutter. We both love to shop, but Kelly's just gotten more out of control. I'm not allowed to buy anything for Kelly at all. I love shopping, but it's not where I can't use my kitchen table or use a room, or I don't let things get piled or hoarded because I don't want to end up like Kelly. She always told me that it was a problem and that Richard threatened to get rid of stuff or take care of it for her if she wasn't going to do it. I'm more surprised that he's finally trying to push her into getting it done.
All right, Kim, I'm glad you're here. You have this tendency as well?
I like to shop, but I have it under control. I haven't been to her house in years, and it makes me really sad because I had no idea it was that out of control.
You recognize that this has gotten to the point that it has to change, right?
Yes.
So what we have to do is get you to where you're desensitized to this and you have a new way to control your anxiety. You have a new way to decrease all of that inside where you say, I don't need that anymore. I used to need that, but now I don't need that. I have another way of doing that. That stuff is just irritating. I now have a way of controlling my anxiety. I now have new tools, systematic desensitization, relaxation techniques, all sorts of ways for you to deplete yourself of anxiety emotionally, physiologically, neurologically. And those things are very doable. We'll be right back. Closed captioning provided by... Earlier I had you talking to Dr. Elliott on Doctor On Demand. Doctor On Demand is a company that my son Jay and I have created where either on your smartphone, your iPad, your computer, you can download the Doctor On Demand app, and within an average wait time of about 30 seconds, you can be face-to-face with a board-certified physician to answer your questions, treat you, prescribe your medications, whatever, instead of sitting in a waiting room with a bunch of sick people. And the good news is we also provide psychological services there as well. I said I want you to talk to Dr. Elliott about this mold and the asthma and allergens, but we can also set you up with a licensed therapist, doctoral level psychologist, that can help you with exactly what I'm talking about here, because I don't want to start this in a week. I want to start it today. 30 days from now, you are going to be stunned at how different your life is. This is something that is very treatable and is going to turn around. And y'all are going to be so mad at yourselves for sitting on this for 12 years when, I'm serious, a month from now, this is going to be a good deal different. To help you make this transition, I want to introduce you to Tara Dotson. She is a personal organizer and owner of Be Organized, B-E-E, Organized. She has experience working with hoarders a lot, and she's going to work with Kelly to get rid of the items that you don't need, so you don't feel like there's just some violation and you're out of control. But it's going to take a lot of work, right, Tara?
It's going to take a lot of work, but I'll be there to hold your hand through the whole process. You'll be able to let some stuff go and get everybody comfortable and safe.
I know it makes better TV if I back a truck up and we're empty in the house and all. It does. It makes great television. But it's not the responsible way to do this. The responsible way to do this is to do it with you and get this handled properly. How's
That's
that?
awesome.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much.
All right. I want to thank my guests today, and a special thanks to Tara Dotson. Special thanks to Tanya Elliott of Doctor On Demand. If you want to have your own Doctor On Demand, you can go to iTunes or Google Play, download the app, and you can hook right up and be right there. We'll see you next time. All right, thanks so much. We'll get this turned around really quick. Guys, thanks so much.